All right, now you're creating your own parts of that YMCA dance. I just came up with that. I stole some parts, borrowed some parts, but I came up with my own. Now you're gonna come up with your own. What you have to do is for part one, instead of marching and doing the basketball pass, you need to come up with something else for each one. So let's say you come up with jumping jacks instead of marching, and when they say young men, you go, young men, dun 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 dun, young men. Okay, so that's just an example. Try to use your own moves. Now, that's part one. And again, you would write those down after you come up with them. Practice them a couple times. Say young men to yourself. Part two is 6 moves with a pause. So you can't do the Macarena arms like I did. You need to do 6 other moves. It's slow like that. So maybe you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So any 6 moves, it can be with your feet. You can combine them. You can do some claps. 6 moves. Just do a pause after each one. Do them slow. All right. Part 3 is when you do that shake. When it goes deer, 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 deer. You can keep the shake or you can keep the jump. That's done after you go through part 1 twice, and then you do part 2. Sorry, let me start that over. You go through part 1, then part 2, the 6 moves, then you go back to part 1, and then part 2 again. So remember, you do 1 and 2, 1 and 2, then you do part 3, which is the shake or the jump. Part 4, YMCA arm moves, you don't change those. YMCA, those don't change. Now in between is part 5, and in between the YMCAs you have to do 16 counts. I just did this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is really 16 because I went slow. So you're gonna come up with 16 counts. Easiest way to do it is do something for 8 counts and then something else for 8 counts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. Move around a little bit. Use your feet. You can even go in a square. You can go side to side, front and back. But come up with 16 counts for that last part. And then you're going to put it all together, and hopefully you'll shoot me a video and show me all your cool moves. Okay, write it down as you go so you don't forget it, and practice it. And then when you're ready, videotape yourself doing it. Okay? All right, remember, part 1, do it to music before you videotape yourself so you can kind of get it all together. Can't wait to see them, guys.